Olivia Mason stood at the viewing window of the Earthship Horizon. The stars looked different from this part of space. She touched the glass and thought about how far from home she was. As the ship's language expert, her job was to talk with aliens. But today was special. Today they would meet the Vexalians for the first time. "Lieutenant Mason, report to the main deck," said a voice over the speaker. "They're here." Olivia's heart beat faster as she walked through the ship's hallways. 6 years of studying alien languages had led to this moment. The Vexalians were known to be very advanced. Their ships could bend space, their weapons could destroy stars. Their doctors had even found ways to stop death. Humans needed friends like these in the big, scary universe. The doors to the main deck slid open. Olivia gasped. There, standing, tall and proud, were 3 Vexalians. They had skin that shimmered like oil on water, changing colors slightly as they moved. Their eyes were deep and dark, like looking into space itself. But it was the one in the middle that caught Olivia's attention. "Lieutenant Mason, meet Princess Zara Vex of the Vexalian Empire," said Captain Winters, a stern woman with gray hair pulled back tightly. The alien princess stood at least 7 feet tall. Her hair floated around her head as if she were underwater, silver strands moving gently in an unseen current. Her skin shifted from blue to purple and back again. When she turned to look at Olivia, it felt like being seen by something ancient and powerful. "The human language specialist," said Princess Zara, her voice like music with strange notes. "You will work with me directly." Olivia nodded, not trusting herself to speak yet. The princess was both beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Over. The next few days, Olivia and Princess Zara spent many hours together. The alien royal was curious about humans, asking many questions about Earth, its people, and their ways. Olivia tried to answer as best she could while also learning about the Vexalians. "Your people feel emotions very strongly," Zara said one day as they sat in the ship's meeting room. "It shows on your face so clearly." "Don't Vexalians feel emotions?" Olivia asked. "Yes, but differently. We share feelings through our collective mind. Personal emotions are less important to us." The princess's skin turned a thoughtful shade of green. Olivia couldn't help but stare at the way the colors moved across Zara's face. It was like watching the northern lights on Earth. She didn't realize how long she had been looking until Zara spoke. "Why are you always looking at me, human?" the princess asked, her skin flickering between blue and purple. Olivia felt her face grow hot. "I'm studying your communication patterns, Your Highness," she said quickly. "The way your skin changes. Color seems to match your words." It wasn't a complete lie, but it wasn't the whole truth either. Olivia couldn't admit that she found the alien beautiful, that she looked forward to their meetings more than anything else. Zara seemed to accept this answer, but her eyes lingered on Olivia's face for a moment longer than necessary. As the days passed, their talks went beyond official business. Zara told stories of her homeworld with its crystal cities and 3 moons. Olivia shared tales of Earth's oceans and forests. Sometimes they would talk for hours after their work was done. "Your concept of friendship is interesting," Zara said one evening. "Vexalians bond differently. Our royal family especially must be careful with personal connections." "Why is that?" Olivia asked. "Politics. Power. The usual reasons," Zara said, her skin darkening to a deep blue. "I have many who wish to use me or harm me. True trust is rare." Olivia felt a strange ache in her chest at these words. "That sounds lonely." Zara looked surprised, her skin flashing yellow briefly. "I have never thought of it that way." Unknown to both of them, their growing friendship was being watched. On the Vexalian royal ship, General Drav frowned as he viewed the surveillance footage of his princess speaking with the human. "The princess spends too much time with this human," he said to his aide. "The Emperor will not be pleased." "What would you have us do?" asked the aide. "For now we watch. But prepare the special operations team. If this human becomes a problem, we will remove her." General Drav's eyes narrowed. "The alliance with Earth must happen on our terms, not through the soft heart of our princess," Back on the horizon, Captain Winters was having a similar conversation with her security chief. "I don't trust them," said Commander Powell, a tough woman with short blonde hair. "The princess has taken a special interest in Mason. What if they're gathering intelligence through her?" "Olivia knows her duty," Captain Winters replied. "And we need this alliance. Earth cannot stand alone against the threats out there." "And if the Vexalians are one of those threats?" Powell pressed. Captain Winters looked out the window at the massive Vexalian ship floating nearby. It made the horizon look like a toy in comparison. Then heaven help us all. That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Zara's words about being lonely despite being a princess. She also thought about the way Zara looked at her sometimes, as if trying to solve a puzzle. In her royal quarters, Zara was also awake. She watched the recording of her day with Olivia, pausing on the human's face. There was something there, in those expressive eyes, that fascinated her. Humans were so open with their feelings, so unguarded. It was dangerous but also appealing. "Computer, tell me more about human bonding behaviors," Zara said to the air. "Humans form strong attachments based on shared experiences and emotional connection," replied the ship's computer. "These bonds can influence decision-making and loyalty, sometimes overriding logical choices." Zara's skin turned a thoughtful shade of teal. "Interesting," she murmured. "A weakness, perhaps, or a strength we do not understand." Neither Olivia nor Zara knew that forces were already moving against them. Their simple cultural exchange was about to become much more complicated, and their growing feelings for each other would soon be tested in ways neither could imagine. 3 weeks had passed since the first meeting between humans and Vexalians. The Earthship Horizon floated alongside the much larger Vexalian royal ship called Eternal Dawn. Both sides claimed they wanted peace. Both sides kept secrets. Olivia sat in the meeting room, waiting for Princess Zara. Their daily talks had become the highlight of her time on this mission. Today, Zara had promised to show her the Vexalian ship. The door slid open and Zara entered. Her silver hair moved gently around her face and her skin glowed a friendly blue-green color. "Are you ready to see our ship, Olivia?" the princess asked. Olivia smiled. It had taken 2 weeks for Zara to start using her first name instead of Lieutenant Mason or just human. "I've been looking forward to it all day," Olivia said, standing up. They walked to the shuttle bay where a small Vexalian craft waited. Unlike the boxy human shuttles, this one was smooth and curved like a water drop. Inside, the seats adjusted themselves as Olivia sat down. "Your technology is amazing," Olivia said as the shuttle lifted off without any feeling of movement. "This is just a simple transport," Zara said. "Wait until you see the main ship." The Eternal Dawn was even more impressive inside than outside. The hallways curved in gentle arcs. The walls seemed to be made of something between metal and glass, shimmering with faint light. Vexalian crew members nodded respectfully to their princess as they passed. "Our ship is alive, in a way," Zara explained. "It grows and heals itself. The core was seeded 300 years ago." 300 years? Olivia's eyes widened. "How long do Vexalians live?" Zara's skin rippled with amusement, turning a light pink. "My father is nearly 900 years old. I am considered very young at 120. Olivia tried not to show her shock. Zara looked like she could be in her 20s, if she were human. The idea that she was older than any living human was hard to grasp. They continued the tour, visiting the gardens where strange plants grew, the science labs where Vexalians worked on experiments, and finally, Zara's personal quarters. The princesses' rooms were large and beautiful. One entire wall was open to space, protected by some kind of clear force field. Stars shone brightly beyond it. The furniture looked like it had grown from the floor, smooth and organic. "It's beautiful," Olivia said. "Thank you," Zara replied. She walked to a small table and touched it. A screen appeared in the air above it. "I wanted to show you some images of my homeworld." As Zara pulled up pictures of the Vexalian planet, with its crystal cities and purple oceans, Olivia noticed something strange. In the corner of the screen were symbols that didn't match any Vexalian writing she had studied. "What are those markings?" Olivia asked, pointing to the corner of the screen. Zara looked where she was pointing. For a brief moment, her skin flashed a bright orange color before returning to its calm blue. "Just royal protocols," she said quickly, waving her hand to dismiss the symbols. "Nothing important." Olivia wasn't convinced, but she didn't press the issue. Something about Zara's reaction seemed off. The rest of the tour went smoothly. Zara showed Olivia the grand meeting hall where her father, the Emperor, held court when on board. They visited the observation deck with its amazing view of space. Everywhere they went, Vexalians bowed respectfully to their princess. "Your people really love you," Olivia said as they walked back toward the shuttle bay. "They respect the royal family," Zara corrected. "Love is not something Vexalians talk about much." "Never?" Olivia asked. Zara's skin turned a deeper blue, almost purple. "We have bonds, connections, but not like humans describe love. Your stories and songs about it are very strange to us." "Strange how?" Olivia asked. "The intensity. The way humans will do foolish things for love. Risk everything." Zara looked at Olivia with her galaxy-filled eyes. "Would you do that, Olivia? Risk everything for love?" The question caught Olivia off guard. I don't know. I've never been in that position." Zara seemed about to say more when her communication device made a soft, chiming sound. She touched her wrist and frowned at whatever message she received. "We should return you to your ship," she said, her tone suddenly formal again. On the shuttle ride back, Zara was quiet. Her skin had settled into a dark blue color that Olivia had come to associate with deep thought or worry. Olivia wanted to ask what was wrong, but something told her not to. When they reached the horizon, Zara stopped at the airlock. "Thank you for visiting our ship today," she said formally. "Thank you for showing me," Olivia replied. She hesitated, then asked, "Will I see you tomorrow for our usual meeting?" "Yes, of course," Zara said, but she seemed distracted. "Until tomorrow, Olivia." Back in her own quarters, Olivia couldn't stop thinking about those strange symbols on Zara's screen and the princess's reaction. She pulled up her notes on Vexalian language and searched for anything similar, but found nothing. "Computer, are there any Vexalian language patterns we haven't cataloged yet?" she asked. "Negative, Lieutenant Mason," the computer replied. "All shared language data has been analyzed and stored." "What about royal family-specific communications?" "No data available on Vexalian royal protocols or private communications." Olivia frowned. Something wasn't right, but she couldn't put her finger on what. She was still thinking about it when her communication device beeped. "Lieutenant Mason, report to the bridge immediately," came Captain Winter's voice. She sounded tense. When Olivia arrived at the bridge, she knew something was wrong. Captain Winters stood rigidly by the main view screen, which showed the Vexalian ship surrounded by 3 more Vexalian vessels that hadn't been there before. "What's happening?" Olivia asked Commander Powell, who stood nearby. "Those ships arrived 10 minutes ago," Powell said quietly. "No warning, no communication. And our sensors show they're powering up weapons." Captain Winters turned to Olivia. "Mason, get to the communication station. We need to talk to them now." Olivia sat down at the comm station and opened a channel. "Vexalian vessels, this is Earthship Horizon. Please respond." There was no answer. "Try the Royal Channel," Captain Winters ordered. "See if the princess will talk to us." Olivia used the special frequency Zara had given her for emergencies. After a tense moment, Zara's face appeared on the screen. She looked worried, her skin a pale white color. "Olivia, what's happening?" Zara asked. "Why are there battle cruisers surrounding us?" "We were hoping you could tell us." Captain Winters cut in. "Those are your ships, Princess." "I didn't call for them," Zara said. Her eyes widened suddenly. "Father would never..." She stopped, looking at something off-screen. "I need to speak with my high command. Something is very wrong." The screen went blank. "She seemed genuinely surprised," Olivia said. "Or she's a good actor," Commander Powell replied. 20 minutes later, as the Horizon crew waited nervously, another call came through. This time it was not Zara, but an older male Vexalian, with stern features and skin that glowed an angry red. Earth. Vessel, he said coldly. You are accused of attempting to assassinate Princess Zaravex of the Vexalian Empire. Surrender immediately or be destroyed. Captain Winters looked shocked. That's absurd, we've done no such thing. The Vexalian's skin darkened to a threatening crimson. We have proof. One of your crew was caught entering the princess's quarters, with weapons. The screen changed to show security footage of someone in an Earth uniform sneaking into what looked like Zara's rooms. The figure's face was hidden, but the uniform was unmistakable. That's not possible, Captain Winters said. All our crew are accounted for. You have 1 hour to surrender the assassin, the Vexalian said, or we will open fire. The call ended. This is a setup, Olivia said immediately. It has to be. Agreed, said Captain Winters. But how do we prove it? She turned to her crew. I want a full accounting of all personnel in uniforms. If someone stole one of our uniforms, I want to know. How? As the bridge erupted into activity, Olivia's private communicator beeped. It was a text message on the emergency channel from Zara. Do not trust what you're being told. Someone wants war between us. Meet me at Docking Bay 3 in 20 minutes. Come alone. Olivia stared at the message. Was it a trap, or was Zara trying to help? Either way, she knew she had to go. Olivia moved quickly through the hallways of the Horizon. Red alert lights flashed along the walls. Crew members rushed past her, too busy with emergency duties to notice her heading toward Docking Bay 3. She knew she should tell Captain Winters about Zara's message, but something told her to trust the princess. When she reached the docking bay, it was empty except for a small Vexalian shuttle. The door opened as she approached. Inside stood Princess Zara, her skin a pale, worried white. You came, Zara said, sounding relieved. We don't have much time. What's happening? Olivia asked. Your people are threatening to attack us. It's not my father's doing, Zara said. Someone is trying to start a war between our people. She held out a small device. I found this in my quarters after you left. It's a human design, but I've never seen it before. Olivia took the device. It looked like a standard Earth military detonator. This isn't from our ship, she said. But it's definitely human technology. Someone wants it to look like we tried to kill you. The situation is worse than you know, Zara said. Her skin rippled with worry, flashing between white and gray. General Drav has convinced my father that humans cannot be trusted. 3 more battlecruisers are on their way. A loud boom shook the ship. Alarms began to wail. They're firing on your ship, Zara said. We have to leave now. I have a plan, but you need to trust me. Olivia hesitated. I should help my crew. Your ship is going to jump to light speed in approximately 2 minutes, Zara said. Captain Winters is smart. She won't stay and fight when she's outgunned. But they'll follow her. And what about us? We find out who's really behind this, Zara said. My personal shuttle has cloaking technology. We can escape undetected while the battlecruisers chase your ship. Another explosion rocked the horizon. Olivia's communicator beeped with an evacuation order. She made her decision. Let's go, she said, stepping fully into the shuttle. Zara touched a panel, and the door closed. The shuttle hummed to life, lifting off silently from the docking bay floor. Through the view screen, Olivia saw her ship taking hits from Vexalian weapons. Will they be okay? She asked. Your ship's shields are holding, Zara said, and its engines are charging for a jump. She manipulated controls on the panel, activating cloaking field. The shuttle shimmered and disappeared from view. Zara guided it out of the docking bay just as the Horizon's engines flared bright blue. In a flash of light, the Earthship vanished into light speed, with 2 Vexalian battlecruisers following, immediately after. Where are we going? Olivia asked as their small shuttle turned away from the remaining Vexalian ships. Somewhere safe, Zara said. A place not even my father knows about. As they flew, Olivia noticed something strange. The air in the shuttle had changed. It felt warmer and the lights had shifted to a softer yellow glow. The shuttle is adjusting to your human physiology, Zara explained, noticing Olivia's surprise. Temperature, oxygen levels, light spectrum. You've prepared this shuttle for human passengers before, Olivia said, suddenly suspicious. Zara's skin flickered with complex patterns of green and blue. I've been studying your species for longer than you know, she admitted. Perhaps as carefully as you've been studying me. Why? Olivia asked. The princess was quiet for a moment. Because I believed our peoples would meet eventually, she finally said. And I wanted to be prepared. Olivia wasn't sure she believed this, but she had no choice but to trust Zara for now. They traveled in silence for some time. Space stretched endlessly around them, stars shining coldly in the distance. Olivia thought about her crewmates, hoping they had escaped safely. Your people, she said eventually. Will they think you've been kidnapped? Possibly, Zara said. Or they might think I'm dead in the attack. Either way, it gives us time to find the truth. Hours passed. Olivia dozed off in her seat, exhausted from the day's events. When she woke, they were approaching a small, rocky moon orbiting a gas giant. Where are we? She asked, rubbing her eyes. The Cygnus Void, Zara said. Most Vexalians avoid this region because of old superstitions. We'll be safe here. The shuttle landed inside a crater. Zara activated some controls, and a hidden door opened in the crater wall, revealing a tunnel. You have a secret base here? Olivia asked, surprised. Not exactly, Zara said. More of a research outpost. They docked the shuttle inside a small hangar carved into the moon's rock. When they disembarked, Olivia was surprised to find the air breathable and the gravity normal. I've maintained this place for years, Zara explained as she led Olivia through metal corridors. It's where I keep information too dangerous to store elsewhere. They entered a room filled with screens and strange equipment. Zara went to a central console and pressed her palm against it. The screens lit up, showing star maps, data streams, and what looked like surveillance footage. What is all this? Olivia asked. Evidence, Zara said. Her skin had darkened to a serious indigo color. Of something my people call the Division. The Division? An entity that has existed for millennia, Zara explained. They move between star systems, finding civilizations on the verge of contact with each other, and then what? They trigger wars, Zara said grimly. They've done it dozens of times. Two promising species meet, seem to get along, and then suddenly turn on each other. By the time it's over, one or both civilizations are decimated. Olivia frowned. And you think this division is behind what's happening between humans and Vexalians? I'm certain of it, Zara said. She pulled up more files on the screens. Look at these patterns, the same methods used over and over. Create an incident, plant evidence, make sure each side blames the other. But why? Olivia asked. What do they gain? That's what I've been trying to find out, Zara said. But they're very good at covering their tracks. She turned to face Olivia fully. I need your help. You see patterns in language and communication. Maybe you can see something I've missed. Olivia studied the information on the screens. There were records dating back thousands of years, all showing similar events. Two species meet, tensions rise, war breaks out. Again and again. How do you know all this? She asked Zara. My mother suspected something, Zara said, her skin turning a sad shade of blue. Before she died, she gathered information, followed leads. I've continued her work in secret. Does your father know? Zara shook her head. He wouldn't believe it. The royal court is, traditional, set in their ways. As Olivia continued looking through the files, she noticed something. These division agents, they can take different forms? Yes, Zara said. They're shapeshifters of some kind. They infiltrate governments, military commands. They can look like anyone. A chilling thought occurred to Olivia. So they could be on the horizon? Or in your father's court? Almost certainly both, Zara said. Her skin paled. That's what makes them so dangerous. We can't know who to trust. So why do you trust me? Olivia asked. How do you know I'm not one of them? Zara's skin turned a deep rose color, a shade Olivia had never seen before. Because I've watched you, she said softly. The way you react, the way you feel, the division can mimic appearances, but not genuine emotion. Something in Zara's voice made Olivia's heart beat faster. What do you mean? The way you look at me, Zara said. No division agent could fake that. Olivia felt her face grow hot. And how exactly do I look at you? Like I'm more than just an alien princess, Zara said. Like I'm someone you... She trailed off, her skin shifting through shades of rose and purple. Olivia wasn't sure what to say. She hadn't realized her feelings were so obvious. We should focus on the evidence, she said finally, turning back to the screens. If these division agents are behind the attack, we need to find proof we can take back to both our peoples. They spent hours going through the files. Zara showed Olivia recordings, documents, and analysis she had gathered over years. The pattern was always the same. The division would infiltrate both sides, then create an incident that would trigger hostilities. Look at this, Olivia said, pointing to a section of data. In every case, the division agents avoid direct contact with certain individuals. See how they reroute meetings, change schedules? Zara leaned closer to look. You're right, but why? Olivia studied the patterns more carefully. These individuals they avoid, what do they have in common? They pulled up personnel files looking for connections. After more analysis, a pattern emerged. These are all people who had formed connections with members of the other species, Olivia said. Look, this Arcadian diplomat who had become friends with a Centauri. This Proximan scientist who worked closely with Regelians. People who had genuine bonds across species lines, Zara murmured. Her eyes widened. That's why they targeted our relationship from the beginning. Our relationship? Olivia repeated, her pulse quickening. Our working relationship, Zara clarified, her skin flashing with embarrassment. They must have recognized that we were forming a genuine connection. That made us dangerous to them. Olivia nodded, trying to ignore her disappointment at Zara's clarification. So the division can't replicate real empathy or emotional bonds between species, she said. That's why they work to prevent actual understanding between different peoples. It's their weakness, Zara said, her eyes bright with realization. They can mimic appearances but not feelings, not connections. Zara's plan was bold and dangerous. They would use her royal access codes to hack into both the Vexalian military network and Earth's defense systems. From there, they would gather evidence of the division's activities and broadcast it to both civilizations at once. Will your code still work? Olivia asked as they prepared the equipment in Zara's hidden base. Won't they have locked you out by now? My access is hardwired into the system, Zara explained. It would take my death to remove it completely. Her skin flickered with worry. But they'll detect us as soon as we connect. We'll have minutes at most before they trace the signal. Olivia looked at the communication setup. And you're sure this will reach Earth? This transmitter can send signals through subspace, Zara said. Distance isn't an issue, security is. They worked through what felt like night and day, though it was hard to tell in the windowless base. Zara taught Olivia how to use Vexalian technology, and Olivia helped Zara understand Earth's security protocols. Your people are surprisingly careful with their data, Zara commented as they examined Earth's defense network. We've had our share of hackers and data breaches, Olivia said. We learned the hard way. As they worked, they talked about their worlds, their lives, their hopes. Olivia told Zara about growing up in a small town, looking up at the stars, and dreaming of meeting aliens. Zara spoke of the weight of being royal, of a future predetermined from birth. Did you ever wish for a different life? Olivia asked during a break. Zara's skin turned a thoughtful blue. Sometimes. The royal path is lonely. She looked at Olivia. What about you? Did you ever imagine your first alien contact would end up like this? Hiding in a secret base trying to prevent an interspecies war? Not exactly, Olivia admitted with a small smile. Though meeting you has been better than I imagined. Zara's skin flushed that now familiar rose color. Even with all this danger? Maybe. Because of it, Olivia said. Crisis shows who people really are. She hesitated, then added, and you've shown yourself to be brave, kind, and brilliant. They looked at each other for a long moment, something unspoken passing between them. Then Zara turned back to the equipment. We should finish the preparations, she said, but her skin remained that telling rose shade. Finally, they were ready. The plan was to access both networks simultaneously, gather the evidence, and broadcast it before the division could stop them. Remember, Zara said as they prepared to begin, once we start, we'll have to move quickly. The division will realize what we're doing and try to shut us down. Olivia nodded, taking a deep breath. Let's do this. Zara pressed her palm to the main console. Screens lit up around them, showing access to the Vexalian Royal Network. At the same time, Olivia used the codes she knew to enter Earth's military system. I'm in, she said, searching for unusual communication patterns now. Same here, Zara replied, her fingers moving quickly over the controls, looking for unauthorized commands and security breaches. They worked rapidly, pulling files and data streams from both networks. Soon patterns began to emerge. Strange orders, missing reports, communications that didn't match official records. Look at this, Olivia said, pointing to her screen. Admiral Clark issued orders to increase border patrols near Vexalian space 3 days before your ships arrived, but there's no official record of why. And here, Zara said, General Drav received reports of human ships moving aggressively, but our long-range scanners showed nothing in that sector. They were feeding false information to both sides, Olivia realized, setting us up to be suspicious of each other. As they dug deeper, they found more evidence. Altered reports, fake sensor readings, and finally, security footage. One recording showed Admiral Clark, Earth's highest military officer, in his office. As he worked at his desk, his eyes briefly reflected light in a non-human pattern, a momentary glitch in his disguise. There, Zara said. That's one of them. Another recording showed a Vexalian royal guard whose skin patterns changed in ways no real Vexalians could. More and more evidence piled up, revealing division agents in both human and Vexalian forms. We've got enough, Olivia said after nearly an hour of frantic searching. Let's broadcast it. Just as they began preparing the transmission, alarms blared through the base. What is that? Olivia asked, startled. Zara's skin paled to white. They've found us. The division must have traced our access. On the security screens, they could see ships approaching the moon. 3 Vexalian vessels and 2 human ships. How did they get here so fast? Olivia asked. And how are human and Vexalian ships working together? The division controls both, Zara said grimly. They've dropped their pretense of fighting each other to stop us. She turned to the transmitter. We need to send this now before they can stop us. They worked frantically to compile their evidence. Olivia wrote a brief message explaining what they had found, while Zara prepared the broadcast to reach both civilizations. Almost ready, Zara said. The base shook as weapons fire hit the surface of the moon above them. They're trying to disable the transmitter. Hurry, Olivia urged. With seconds to spare, they activated the transmitter. The evidence, security footage, altered reports, and their own explanation shot out across subspace, heading for both Earth and the Vexalian homeworld. Did it go through? Olivia asked anxiously. Zara checked the system. Yes, but they've damaged the transmitter. We can't send anything else. Her skin darkened with worry. And they're landing troops. We have minutes before they breach the base. What do we do now? Olivia asked. We have to leave, Zara said. There's another way out, an emergency tunnel that leads to a backup shuttle. She began shutting down systems. Grab anything useful, we need to move. Olivia quickly downloaded what data she could onto portable devices while Zara disabled the base's main systems. The walls shook around them as more weapons hit the moon's surface. This way, Zara said, leading Olivia to a hidden door at the back of the room. It opened to reveal a narrow tunnel carved into the rock. Hurry! They ran through the tunnel, the sounds of explosions growing louder behind them. After what felt like forever, they reached a small hangar where another shuttle waited. Will this fly? Olivia asked as they boarded. It's older, but yes, Zara said, activating the systems. And it has cloaking technology, too. The shuttle hummed to life just as they heard the sound of troops entering the far end of the tunnel. Zara guided the craft out through a hidden door in the crater wall. As soon as they were clear, she activated the cloaking device. They won't be able to track us now, she said, setting a course away from the moon. But where do we go? Both our peoples might still think we're enemies or traitors. Did the transmission include our location? Olivia asked. No, I made sure of that, Zara said. Then we need to know if our message worked, Olivia said. We need to find out what's happening. Zara nodded. I know a place, a trading outpost on the edge of Vexalian space. We can get information there without being noticed. As they flew through space, they watched the moon grow smaller behind them. 5 ships, Vexalian and human, surrounded it, bombarding the hidden base. The division really doesn't want anyone to know they exist, Olivia said quietly. Which makes me think we found something important, Zara replied. Something that truly threatens them. The trading outpost was a busy, chaotic place. Ships of various designs docked at a sprawling space station. Aliens of dozens of species moved through crowded markets and businesses. Zara and Olivia disguised themselves, Zara wearing a cloak that hid her royal markings, Olivia dressed in clothes that wouldn't identify her as human. They made their way to an information broker, a 6-armed alien who sold news and data. I need the latest reports from Earth and Vexalian space, Zara said, placing payment on the counter. The broker eyed them suspiciously but took the money. Interesting times, it said in a clicking language that their translators converted. War, brewing, then suddenly not. Very strange. It handed them a data chip. They took it to a private booth where they could view its contents. The news was mixed. Their broadcast had reached both Earth and the Vexalian homeworld, causing confusion and suspicion. Some believed their evidence while others dismissed it as fake. But the immediate threat of war seemed to have paused as both sides investigated the claims. It's not enough, Olivia said with disappointment. They're questioning it, but they don't fully believe us. We need more proof, Zara agreed. Something undeniable. As they watched more news reports, they saw something that made them both freeze. A special announcement from Admiral Clark of Earth and General Drav of Vexalia, standing side by side, denouncing the false information being spread. We have traced these lies to a human officer working with a Vexalian traitor, Admiral Clark said. His eyes were normal, showing no signs of the strange reflection they had seen in the security footage. Princess Zara has been influenced by human deception, General Drav added, his skin a properly patriotic gold. We urge all citizens to ignore these fabrications. They've fixed their disguises, Zara whispered, and they're working together openly now. Which means they're desperate, Olivia said. They wouldn't risk such obvious cooperation unless they had to. But what can we do? Zara asked. We've lost our base, our evidence is being dismissed, and now they're hunting us openly. The journey to the division's central hub took 3 days in Zara's small shuttle. They traveled through rarely used space lanes, avoiding both human and Vexalian patrols. During this time, they prepared as best they could, studying the limited information they had about the mysterious structure. According to these readings, it's not a space station or a ship, Zara said as they neared their destination. It's more like a small artificial planetoid. How could something that big stay hidden? Olivia asked, looking at the data. It's positioned in a dense asteroid field between our two systems, Zara explained. Perfect natural camouflage, plus, it seems to have some kind of cloaking technology that makes it appear as just another large rock. As they approached the coordinates, they saw it, a dark, spherical object floating among the asteroids. From a distance, it did look like just another space rock, but as they got closer, they could see subtle differences, two smooth surfaces, regular patterns that nature wouldn't create. There it is, Zara said, her skin paling with tension. The heart of the division. How do we get in? Olivia asked. I'm guessing they have security. We don't try to sneak in, Zara said. We'll be caught immediately. Instead, we use their own tactics against them. She looked at Olivia with determination in her galaxy-filled eyes. We announce ourselves. The plan was bold and simple. They would transmit a message claiming to have vital information about a growing resistance movement against the division among both humans and Vexalians. The hope was that the division would bring them inside to learn more, rather than simply destroying their shuttle. Ready? Zara asked, her hand hovering over the transmitter. Olivia nodded. Ready? Zara sent the message. For several tense minutes, nothing happened. Then, suddenly, a section of the planetoid surface slid open, revealing a docking bay. It's he. Worked, Olivia whispered. Don't celebrate yet, Zara cautioned as she guided their shuttle toward the opening. This is just the beginning. They landed inside a vast hangar. Unlike the sleek Vexalian ships or the practical human vessels, this place had a strange organic quality to it. The walls seemed to pulse slightly, and the lights came from glowing panels that changed color subtly. What is this place? Olivia asked quietly as they prepared to disembark. I don't know, Zara admitted. But stay close to me. They stepped out of the shuttle into the hangar. It was eerily quiet. No guards rushed. To meet them, no alarm sounded. Just silence. I don't like this, Olivia said. Neither do I, Zara replied, her skin shifting nervously between blue and gray. They moved cautiously through the hangar toward a large doorway. As they approached, it opened silently, revealing a long corridor beyond. They're watching us, Zara whispered, guiding us somewhere. With no other choice, they followed the path laid out for them. The corridor led to another door, which opened into a vast chamber. The room was circular, with a domed ceiling that displayed what looked like a map of the galaxy. In the center was a raised platform with a strange, pulsing object that gave off a soft blue light. Around the room stood a dozen figures, some appearing human, others Vexalian, and a few from species neither Olivia nor Zara recognized. All watched them enter with cold, calculating eyes. Welcome, said one who looked like a Vexalian high official. We've been expecting you. Really? Olivia asked, trying to sound confident. We're flattered. No need for games, said another who appeared human. We know who you are and why you're here. Zara stepped forward. Then you know we've discovered your secret, the division's true nature. The figures exchanged glances. Then the first one smiled, a cold, empty expression. And what do you think you know, Princess Zara Vex? We know you manipulate species into destroying each other, Zara said. You've been doing it for thousands of years. And we know you can. Mimic our forms but not our emotions, Olivia added. Not the connections we form with each other. A ripple of something, annoyance, concern, passed through the gathered figures. Interesting theories, said the human-looking one. But why come here? Why not take this evidence into your leaders? We tried that, Olivia said. But you have too much influence, too many agents in high places. So we came to the source, Zara finished. To understand what you really are, and why you do this. The figures were silent for a moment. Then the one who seemed to be their leader stepped forward. It looked Vexalian, but as it moved, its form seemed to shift subtly, as if it wasn't quite solid. Very well, it said. Since you have come so far, perhaps you deserve to know. It gestured to the pulsing object at the center of the room. This is what we really are. The blue light brightened, and within it, they could see something moving. A swirling, shifting mass that seemed both liquid and gas, both solid and void. We are not like you, the leader said. We do not have bodies as you understand them. What you see are merely shells we create to interact with physical beings. What are you then? Olivia asked. We are ancient, it replied. We existed before your son was born, before the Vexalians built their first city. We feed on energy, a specific kind of energy that your kind produces in abundance. What energy? Zara demanded. The energy released during conflict, the leader said simply. The psychic energy of fear, hatred, and violence on a massive scale. When civilizations war with each other, they release tremendous amounts of this. Energy. Energy we harvest. Energy we need to survive. Olivia felt sick. You trigger wars between species just to feed on them? It is our nature, the leader said without emotion. Just as it is yours to breathe oxygen. That's not the same thing at all, Zara objected, her skin flushing angry red. We don't kill others to breathe, don't you? The leader asked. How many smaller organisms do you destroy without thought? How many resources do you consume, caring nothing for what produced them? It shook its head. We simply exist on a larger scale. And that's why you brought us here? Olivia asked. To explain why you're justified in causing mass death? We brought you here because you are interesting, the leader said. Most species never discover our existence. Those who do never understand our weakness as you have. It studied them. The connection between you is genuine. Such bonds are rare between different species. Which is why you work so hard to prevent them, Zara realized. Yes, the leader acknowledged. When species truly connect, truly understand each other, war becomes much more difficult to trigger. Our food source diminishes. So what happens now? Olivia asked. You can't let us leave knowing what we know. No, we cannot, the leader agreed. But we can offer you a choice. What choice? Zara asked suspiciously. Join us, the leader said simply. Become part of the division. Your physical forms will end, but your consciousness will continue as part of something greater, something eternal. And if we refuse? Olivia asked, though she already knew the answer. Then you will die here, the leader said. And we will continue our work with your peoples. Perhaps this time the war will be even more productive. Olivia and Zara exchanged glances. This was the moment they had prepared for. Without words, they understood what needed to be done. We need to discuss this, Zara said to the leader. Privately, the leader nodded. You may have a moment. It and the other figures stepped back, giving them space. Zara moved close to Olivia, as if to speak privately. In reality, she was reaching for the device hidden in her clothing, a quantum disruptor they had built using parts from Zara's shuttle. It was designed to create a feedback loop in energy systems, causing them to collapse. Ready? Zara whispered. Ready, Olivia confirmed. In one swift movement, Zara pulled out the device and activated it, aiming it at the pulsing blue light at the center of the room. Before the division members could react, the device fired a pulse of energy directly into their core. The effect was immediate and dramatic. The blue light flared blindingly bright, then began to fluctuate wildly. The chamber shook, and the division members cried out in alarm. What have you done? The leader demanded, its form beginning to destabilize, shifting between solid and transparent. Triggered a quantum cascade, Zara said, her skin glowing triumphantly. Your energy core is collapsing, and it's sending a disruptive pulse through whatever network connects you to your agents, Olivia added. They'll be revealed for what they really are all across both our systems. The leader's form became increasingly unstable. You cannot destroy us, it hissed. We have existed for eons, we will continue. Maybe, Olivia said, but not by feeding on our peoples. The chamber shook more violently. Pieces of the ceiling began to fall and the walls started to crack. We need to go, Zara said urgently. "This whole structure is becoming unstable." They ran for the door, dodging falling debris. Behind them, the division members were in chaos, their forms breaking down as the energy core continued to collapse. They raced through corridors that were now tilting and breaking apart, heading back toward the hangar. All around them, the artificial planetoid was coming apart. They reached the shuttle just as a massive tremor shook the hangar floor. "Get us out of here," Olivia shouted as they scrambled aboard. Zara activated the engines and the shuttle lifted off. They shot out of the hangar just as it collapsed behind them. The entire planetoid was breaking apart, releasing bursts of strange blue energy into space.